Hi, this is Scott with Android Guys. I'm here with Luke.
Hello.
Luke, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's your turn to talk.
Okay.
Share an app review, game, product.
I have a game. I will
All
talk
right.
about a game. This game is called Gun and Dungeons. It is a action game, real-time game. So you are using your finger to move a character around a map. It's kind of a third-person view, and it looks kind of like Minecraft styled. It's very kind of blocky
Mm-hmm.
pixel kind of design, but you move through these different levels. You'll defeat all the enemies in one room and kind of um, move to the next room, defeat those enemies, so on and so forth until you get to a boss at the end of the level, and then you beat the boss, go back to the main screen, and you can upgrade the weapons you get, equip a new weapon, equip a new item, and then you go back in and do it again. Keep going up and up the levels. There's also a survival mode, which is just see how
Stay
long you can
alive.
last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, this game is really fun. I've been playing it for a little bit. I haven't gotten super far, but far enough that I feel like I can give a pretty honest view of the game. So you go through and you fight these monsters. They pop up like little block kind of blob people. Sometimes they have arms, sometimes they don't, and they either swarm you and attack you physically, or they shoot at you. Um, and the ones that I found so far, when they shoot at you, there's either kind of like a white ball kind of shot that comes at you,
Mm-hmm.
or they give you like a warning line of where like a laser or rocket's going to shoot through, and you have to um, move out of the way. So you have full control of where you can go. You can, full 360 turning. You can move around, but you don't fire until you stop moving.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you kind of have to play a little bit of um, there's a little strategy on where you go. Some of the levels have walls in them that you can hide behind. Some have levers that you can pull a lever and put up a gate so that you can block the enemies from following you. Um, and as you go through the game, you get power ups, kind of like in Contra.
Oh yeah.
So you'll get
Yeah.
a gun power up where now your gun fires faster, or maybe now your bullets spread out. Sometimes it'll fire a bomb along with your bullet.
Okay.
Um, Sometimes it will do like a poison
And
uh,
those are from your level ups between.
between each room.
Okay.
So, um, and then in the main menu, when you go into your gear, you can equip different types of guns. Some guns have like a lightning bolt or a fire symbol, so they have a added damage type. Some of them look like shotguns and they do a little bit more damage. Some of them have like a target icon. It's more of a marksman, so it
Mm.
shoots farther away. Some things like that. So there's different kinds of guns you can equip, but you also have the ability to equip different items. Like you can have an item for your face, for your head, a backpack, um, your armor, your feet, and then you also have a pet, a little battle pet. Sometimes they will go and attack the person. Sometimes they will go and block things for you. Sometimes they will leave little things that blow up. All kinds of different things that these pets will do. Um, and then your armor, your headgear, all that kind of stuff just seems more armor pieces that you can, and you can upgrade everything, and then eventually evolve it into uh, a better version of it or a next level of rarity. So far, there's like a common, rare, heroic, legendary. There's different tiers of items, and you get them as you progress through, or by upgrading.
But they're not purely like just aesthetics, though, right?
No, so every armor looks like it might be just aesthetic.
Okay.
But the guns are definitely, each gun does a different thing. But so far, this game has a lot of choice as far as what you want to do, and a lot of choice in the level of how you want to build your gun to perform. So after you clear a mob of enemies, the last one will drop a power up, and you can pick it up. That might be a bullet spread, let's say. Well, you only have a certain amount of power-ups as you level up that you can hold. So you start with 2, and then you eventually get 3. You get 3 pretty quick, and then you can eventually get 4 and 5. I haven't made it to 5 yet, but I have 4. But you have more power-ups drop than what you can actually hold. And so as you go through, you have to make a decision. You'll get a power-up, and then it'll pop up on the screen and say, what do you want to get rid of, or would you rather discard this? So you can say, you know what, it seems like there's a lot of enemies on this one that are swarming me really fast, so I'd rather keep my uncommon faster rate of fire and get rid of a maybe rare bomb.
Okay.
Because the bomb does more damage, but these enemies are coming faster. I need to be able to fire faster.
Okay.
So it's cool. You have a little bit of choice on how you want to build it. Overall, it's really fun. There is an events section that hasn't come up for me yet. So there are different events that you can do, but they haven't. I don't know if just in the window that I started playing, ones haven't started, or it's not a feature that's happened yet.
Okay.
But there is a section for it. There's also a section for talents. So as you level up, you can upgrade your power or upgrade your vitality or your fortune. Fortune gives you more XP, vitality gives you more health, and then power gives you, your guns do more damage.
So do you find yourself like collecting or trying to amass one of everything as you go, or are you just taking what they give you?
Yes and no. I'm kind of just taking what they give me. I have in upgrading your weapons, you can scrap, in essence, other weapons that you have to be able to make other things more powerful. So I have done that a couple times where I've gotten rid of some things that are just too low to use anymore, to make other weapons that I do use more powerful. There is a blacksmith feature where once you have 3 of the same kind of weapon or item, you can combine them to the next level of rarity.
Okay.
And then there's other materials. So there's like you can get talent gems, you can get a survival token that will let you buy items in the shop from the survival section. There are gems which you can use to upgrade your equipment or to skip ads. And then in the shop, there's all kinds of bundles to buy if you want special weapons, or there's like, starter bundles. There's a monthly mega bundle, or you can use gems to unlock chests that give you, chance at rare guns or cosmetics and stuff like that. Pretty standard fare for a shop in most games. It's what you would expect. The main currencies in the game are energy, gold, and gems. Energy is how it takes a certain amount of energy to keep playing the game.
Okay.
So as you go through, it costs energy to do things. So you either have to spend gems to get more energy to keep playing, or you just have to take a break.
I say, is it time gated?
Yeah.
Then if you don't, okay.
Though the energy refreshes by itself, but if you use it faster than it refreshes, you either have to pay to get more or just have to wait a little bit.
So if you get your butt kicked a handful of times,
right,
maybe just wait and come back later.
Right, exactly.
Unless you wanted to fork over some money.
And you can always go back and play other levels again.
Okay.
To start getting, if you're having a problem gaining gold, or you're having a problem finding weapons that are powerful enough, you can play other levels again, get more items, and then maybe scrap them into something more powerful, something like that.
Graphically, this looks like a really cool game.
It's really fun, and it's a free game. The thing that comes to me in the free game is the ads.
Okay.
So, there's no way that I've seen as a way to bypass ads or purchase anything to get rid of the ads.
Okay.
But in between the levels, you'll meet two different types of people. One of them looks like this elderly kind of grandfather type of wizard guy that you meet. After you beat a room, you run into him and he lets you pick a power up. You can pick either one and you just get it. The other person you run into is a devilish looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he also gives you a power up. But to take that power up, you either have to watch an ad or spend gems.
Okay.
And you have to pick one.
Oh.
You can't just skip it.
No matter what.
No matter what. So
that's a little frustrating.
You're watching an ad after every single room almost.
Yeah.
So it's a very fun game. The gameplay is very fun. The art style is great. The game looks incredible. There's a lot of character customization you can do. There's a lot of features. But you're going to be, watching a 30-second ad.
Okay.
Almost every minute or two.
I was trying to figure out graphically what it reminded me of. The art style.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of Crossy Road.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
In that there's a lot of character, but it's very like 3D versions of 8-bit graphics.
Yes.
Very pixelated looking. Yep. But this color palette is very vibrant.
Yeah.
Very nice. And the still pictures that I'm looking at look incredible.
Yeah, and the game is very fun. I find myself really trying to think through, like, how do I do this? Or, you get all of a sudden you get swarmed by a big mob, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna have to take a little bit of damage to run out of these guys, and then kind of play,
yeah,
do a couple shots, run away, and so for a free game, and one that I'm not super far in, it's already challenging me, which I like that.
Sure.
I do wish there was a way to take care of the ads a little bit, or a way to pay for them or something.
Yeah.
I find I have just myself, I'll probably get sick of that real quick.
Yeah. I'm that way with certain games where once I get beyond the okay, I've spent enough time to review this.
Yeah.
Now is this going to leave my phone?
Right.
Because I don't know if I'm going to continue to do this.
Right. Yeah, and I think I'll get there with that. I'm not there yet. It's still fun. I still want to progress. I still want to unlock more stuff and see fully what the game has to offer. But I have a pretty good grasp of what the game is, and I actually really like it.
Yeah.
It's one of those that I downloaded because it was in an ad for another game, and I was like, oh, I'll check this out. This could be fun.
Sure.
I wonder if it's as cool as the graphics look like in the ad. Turns out it is.
Yeah.
It's very much like the ad, but there are, you're going to pay that price in watching their ads in the game.
So this comes from miniclip.com.
Yeah.
They've been around a long time.
Yes.
They've made plenty of games. This doesn't look like it's, I don't know how old it is. It's only at about 500,000 installs.
Yeah.
So that tells me that it's relatively new for them.
Yes.
When you look up some of their other games, I mean, they've got some titles that have been around a long time.
Yeah.
The 8-Ball Pool has 500
Oh
million installs from them. So I'm sure you've seen it, played it, or know somebody that has that on their phone.
Yeah.
That's one that keeps popping up for my son over the years.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't look anything really like I expected from Miniclip.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of interested in this one, and would love to hear longer term if this is worth the ad, because I'm right in line with you. Like at a certain point, I'm just gonna say, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I'd rather just give you $5 and walk away and then be done.
and in the Play Store, it has a decent rating, right? It's like a 4.5.
Yeah, 4.3.
And I gave it like a 3.7. I want to say.
Yep, and that's
and yeah, I mean, I guess it was. It's got good graphics, decent sound, a lot of good features. I think really what kind of hurt it in my rating was just the ads, because and you know what? It's not too bad. Even outside the game, it doesn't give you a whole lot of like, hey, come back and play.
Yeah,
You'll get one of those every once in a while, which is pretty standard for a free to play game.
Sure.
I can understand that. But the almost after every single room in a fight, it gets a little old after a while. So
cool.
But yeah, that's Gun and Dungeons.
Gun and Dungeons. That's a weird one to say.
Yeah.
You want to pluralize guns.
Right.
Gun and Dungeons. Thank you, Luke.
No problem.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feedback, concerns, comments, anything, shoot us an email at podcast@AndroidGuys.com. We'd love to hear from you one way or the other. Luke, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Luke Gaul, Gaul.
And I'm on Instagram at Scott Webster and Twitter as SWebster77. Until next time, thanks for listening.
See ya.